Have you ever asked yourself why we often want the people who walk away from us? Why do the biggest gestures lose their meaning when they come without any limits? And why is it that the more we try to prove we deserve love, the more we feel we don't? Machiavelli once said, "Men forget the death of their father more quickly than the loss of their inheritance." He wasn't just talking about politics or power. He was showing us the deeper part of human nature, how we see value, how we react to scarcity, and how we desire. Love, deep down, is a kind of battle, a silent fight between being too present and being just distant enough, between sharing everything and keeping just enough to stay mysterious. Think about it. How many times have you given everything to someone and still got nothing back? How many times have you bent down, trying to be chosen, only to be ignored? Maybe the real mistake is in trying to be chosen at all, because the man who waits to be chosen has already given up his throne. This video isn't going to give you cheesy pickup lines. It's not about tricks from some love expert who has never even known real heartbreak. What you'll find here is raw. The raw truth taken from centuries of philosophy, psychology, and real human pain. Here, you'll hear 5 powerful principles from Machiavelli. They weren't designed to make women chase you. They were created to help you live with strength. And when you live that way, women are naturally drawn to you. Not because you played a game, but because you finally have what most men have lost, a center of gravity. In this video, Machiavelli is not just a smart politician from the past. He becomes something else, a surgeon for your broken pride. A mirror showing what masculinity has become. A reminder that before you can rule a kingdom or win a heart, you have to rule yourself. Because deep inside, you're tired of pretending, tired of chasing, tired of always explaining who you are. And if there's even a small voice inside you, like a king who was exiled but still feels he deserves his throne, then this journey is made for you. But let me warn you, these 5 laws won't feel comfortable. They are not here to make you feel good. They are here to free you. And real freedom, it hurts. So take a breath, sit still, and let these words sink into your mind, like a slow poison, or maybe the antidote you've always needed. Because the moment you stop chasing, they start chasing you. Law 1. Be the invisible prize. There is a certain type of man. He enters a room and says nothing, yet everyone notices him. He doesn't try to impress, he doesn't show off, he just is. Have you seen this man? While others talk too much, beg, and do silly things to get noticed, he stays calm, he stays grounded, like a sacred place that knows one thing: the right people will come. This isn't pride, it's not arrogance, it's a strategy for life. Machiavelli never wrote directly about love, but he deeply understood power. And love? Love is the most intense battle for power you'll ever face. He once said, "A prince should seek to be feared and loved, but if he must choose, he should choose to be feared." Now look at that differently. Here, fear doesn't mean being scary or cruel. It means being respected. It means having value. It means being rare. The biggest mistake many men make is this: they offer themselves too easily. Always there, always kind, always giving. And the more they give, the more they fade away. Because love, just like power, is not handed out freely. It must be provoked. It must be earned. Most women don't want what's easy. They want what's unclaimed. They don't want the man who puts them at the center of his universe. They want the man who has a full world of his own and invites her to be part of it. The second you start chasing, you become a discount item. You're shouting without knowing it, "Please take me, I'm always available." But anything that's always available, it loses value. Think about a rare perfume. It's hidden away in a quiet, old boutique in Paris. No ads, no signs. Now think of a cheap perfume sample in a crowded shopping mall. They might even smell the same. But which one do you want? Exactly. You want to be wanted? Then become rare. Not by pretending, but by building a life that is so rich and full that anyone who wants to join it must earn their place. This is not about acting difficult. This is about being someone they can't forget. Law 2. The silence that seduces. There is a kind of silence that is more powerful than words. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence that holds back deep truths. Victories, wounds, secrets. That's the kind of silence that draws people in. Women aren't drawn to men who tell their whole life story on the first date. My ex did this. My childhood trauma is that. My dreams are this. You gave her the whole book in one night, and books that are finished too quickly, we don't reread them, we forget them. The ones that stay with us are the ones that leave questions behind. Machiavelli said, "A wise ruler never reveals all his intentions. So why should you? Why pour everything out at once? What if mystery is the magnet? The same is true in love, not because you're scared, but because you're wise. Because when everything is shown too quickly, nothing feels special anymore. And what stays hidden, what remains sacred inside you, that's what truly attracts others. It's not about being cold. It's about treating your life like a treasure. Let her wonder, what have you been through? What do you really feel? What are you still holding on to? Let her earn the keys to your inner world. Because desire doesn't grow in full light. It grows in shadows, in curiosity, in mystery." Law 3. Calmness is power. There's a quiet pain in the life of the modern man. He checks his phone, waiting for a reply that never comes. He rereads old texts. He studies every dot, every emoji, every pause. Then, out of panic, he sends a message. "Are you okay? Did I do something wrong?" Attraction dies, not because you're a bad person, but because you looked weak. And nobody wants what breaks under the smallest pressure. Machiavelli taught this truth long ago. A real leader bleeds in silence. Even when he is under attack, he stands tall. Because when your emotions are all over the place, you push others away. Neediness doesn't attract people, it repels them. You may think you're being romantic, but if that romance is driven by fear, it smells like desperation. Women sense this shift. What once felt strong now feels sad. What once was mystery becomes noise. But the man who masters his emotions, who doesn't push them away but leads them, that man is rare. He is stable. He doesn't run after anyone. He doesn't fall apart when life doesn't go his way. He waits, he breathes, he watches. And in that calmness, he becomes magnetic. Not because he is distant, but because he is centered. Law 4. The sacred. No. How many times have you laughed at a joke that actually hurt? How often have you said, "It's fine," when deep down it really wasn't? How many times did you stay silent just to look cool or easygoing? Machiavelli once observed, "Kingdoms don't fall in one big attack. They fall slowly, by forgetting their values. A little line is crossed here, another ignored there. And suddenly, you're not the king of anything anymore." This also happens in love. Every day, she tests you, she jokes, she plays games, and you smile and say, "It's okay." But she's not testing to hurt you. She's testing to feel your backbone. Because without respect, desire dies. But the man who can look her in the eyes and calmly say, "I don't accept this. This is not okay with me," that man becomes powerful. Not a dictator, not a cold-hearted man, but someone who guards his value. And when value is protected, it becomes unforgettable. Law 5. The sovereign self. Have you seen this story before? A woman enters your life. She's beautiful, she's magnetic, she's everything. And without realizing it, you begin to orbit around her. You forget your goals, you lose your direction, you stop chasing your dreams. Now you revolve around her, like she's the moon and you're just a satellite. But you're not meant to be the moon. You are meant to be the sun. Machiavelli once said, "Whoever depends on luck or on others' kindness will never be free." And in love, that truth cuts even deeper. If you want to be desired, stop acting like a servant. Start living like a king. A sovereign man doesn't chase love. He walks his path, and the right people walk with him. Not because he needs them, but because he chooses them. And that, right there, is the most powerful seduction of all. Conclusion: the 5 blades. These 5 laws are like blades, but not to hurt others. They are pointed inward, to shape you. Not to manipulate others, but to remind you who you are. This isn't about winning someone else. It's about not losing yourself in the process of wanting them. You stop chasing, not because you don't care, but because you've finally woken up. You become still, not to play hard to get, but because mystery is the scent of depth. You control your emotions, not to look cold, but because you respect your own peace. You say no, not out of pride, but because that's what makes your yes powerful. And you walk your own path, not to avoid love, but because the right one will either walk beside you or stay behind. So now I ask you, are you the hunter or are you the altar? Do you wait to be chosen, or do you live like someone who has already chosen himself? Machiavelli didn't just write about politics, he wrote about power, and the most sacred kind of power is the power to stay standing when everything around you tries to bring you down.